Let's talk about the most horrific car show that was ever shown on television. Every now and again, TV finds a new low. A low which would never happen, and will likely never be beaten. And in the car world, that low was reached by the Discovery Channel in 2007 with a show called Chop Shop London Garage. For car fans, the show was both pointless and horrifying in equal measure. Begging the question, what kind of sicko would do this? How they managed to get 2 seasons out of it? If you've never seen the show or even heard of it, the premise of Chop Shop London Garage was bizarre, starting with the presenters. There was a mechanic called Bernie, a proper East End London old school geezer, shut it you slag, who says in his book that he used to be a mechanic for the Cray Twins. A couple of very naughty boys who got up to all kinds of mischief back in the 60s, like, I don't know, racketeering and murdering and just general violencing. Then there was the other guy, Lipu, who was a coach builder from Bangladesh, and I reluctantly use the term coach builder with great sorrow for all the skilled coach builders in the world. Lipu's first automotive creation came at the age of just 21 and was probably his best, and even that's pretty uncomfortable to look at. It looks like a kit car that's been rolled off a cliff and then glued back together with meringue. Is that a Lamborghini? No, it's a Abbattoir, or shitbox as we say in English. It's actually an old Honda with what looks like an upside down skip on it painted black. To be fair, for a 21-year-old, it's quite impressive to build something like that. You just wouldn't want to be seen dead in it. He named it the Lemmobile, which I believe translates in English to woman repellent. If Lamborghini made a Halloween costume, that's what it would look like. So, Lipu doubles as the coach builder and the designer in the show. And as you'll see, his design style is angry toddler with an angle grinder. If you gave a chicken a felt tip pen and a bowl of cocaine, you'd probably get similar designs to the one this guy comes up with. Anyway, these two would source cars and then commit the most heinous and stomach-churning acts of mutilation on them that the world has ever seen. Seriously, as a car fan, this show was really distressing. Like a truly sickening horror movie where even horror fans recoil at the level of gore and torture that's come out of someone's imagination. And then for the big reveal, they'd assemble a crowd consisting of random passers-by who had to pretend that the new creation wasn't as repulsive as watching a tramp pick his nose and eat it. And stick around because they also started upsetting celebrities too. The first season of Chop Shop kicked off with a BMW that, to be fair, looked very shagged and only fit for the scrapyard. The show was going to resurrect an old knacker into something special. The audience thought, ooh, we can get on board with this. Taking a car destined for the scrapyard and giving it a new lease of life? That's car nerd nirvana right there. But don't get too excited. This is what they cobbled together. For some reason, they thought this looked better than the design BMW came up with. Now, even if the end product did look like something from a cheap French comic, it is still quite satisfying to see a car saved from the crusher. However, they were just warming up. They were lulling you into a false sense of security for the nightmares to come. Next victim was a classic MG BGT, a stylish British sports car with a timeless design. Sod that, says the angry toddler, and basically turned it into a mobile panic attack made from scrap metal and tears and regret. Then they took an unsuspecting Volkswagen Polo. Actually, 2 Volkswagen Polos, and in their Frankenstein workshop of despair they welded them together to create a hideous 6-wheel surf car. Apparently it's worthy of being called a surf car because you can carry a surfboard in the back, which then bounces out at the first pothole. So you don't look cool, you look like a tool. Next up in the garage of nightmares was an innocent Jaguar XJS which got a complete make under.
He's a character, isn't he, Bernie?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Somehow they managed to take chicken salad and turn it into chicken shit.
Inspired by pouncing tigers and influenced by the rich heritage of Jaguar design, the Tiger is the toast of the Goodwood Festival of Speed.
What? I defy anyone, with the limited tools we have, to come up with something like this in 3 weeks.
Well, we could always ask the kids at the local primary school to come up with one. Next in line to be vandalised was a Mitsubishi Pajero. Not the most handsome car in the world to start with, but durable and practical. Lipu got his expert design skills into overdrive and created a monstrosity that looks like something a cartoon dragon shat out. It looks like it's always just about to apologise. They called it an eco car because they converted it to run on used cooking oil from Indian restaurants. Is it good on fuel? Yeah, it does about 5 miles per restaurant.
Next up, the choppers decided that Ford have no idea how to make a cool boy racer and mangled a classic XR2 into whatever this is.
I don't even want to talk about this one. Some sort of Ford Fiesta genetically spliced with a Ford Mondeo and then inbred with a closely related Toyota Celica. That is horrifying. Imagine if anxiety was a vehicle. What's wrong with these people? Then there was a Bentley that they disfigured just enough to make it look like it had been parked near Chernobyl for too long. This design says luxury the way a broken vending machine says dinner. Now if you're thinking so far, that's not too bad, just a bit over creative. This is where it starts to get real. Leepu thought, why just take nice cars and make them hideous? Why not take something already bad and make it look worse than anything you could ever imagine? So he sought a London black cab, took out his Etch-a-Sketch of misery and got to work. The brief was to turn it into a sexy supercar.
A London taxi is the most popular vehicle.
Popular it may be, but Leepu can't imagine how he could turn this heavy old lump into a sexy supercar.
He can't. Halfway through the programme, the brief changed to create a wedding limousine that could outrun a Ferrari. Did they do it? Did they fuck? It still had the same 450,000 mile diesel taxi engine, but they cleaned it and painted it. So that's alright then. And some unlucky couple got talked into using it as their wedding car.
After 2,000 hours, the Chop Shop team have transformed it into a truly heavenly wedding limousine.
That was followed up by the creation of a congestion-beating car made out of a Suzuki van. Small, tick, nimble, easy to park, I guess so. Cute? No. That car looks like it's already been in a huge accident. Every time you stop at traffic lights, somebody is going to call an ambulance and a fire truck with cutting equipment. For the rest of the shows, they somehow talked some celebrities into taking part. And the celebrities could choose either an appearance fee or keep the car. You can see where this is going, can't you? Spoiler alert, every single one of them opted to keep the car. The celebrities were asked for their requirements and wishes for a bespoke custom car. Ooh, what kind of car they'd like, what they'd want it for and all that. Then the two experts would go and source a donor car and proceed to completely ignore the wishes of their client and violently butcher the donor car in the most repulsive and horrifying manner. Not just butcher it, I can only imagine that they dropped a couple of tabs of super strong LSD and then proceeded to remodel the car in the least practical and most unattractive way possible. Rugby legend Lawrence Dallaglio was the first to get stitched up, although he probably comes out better than the others, to be fair. Maybe because he's massive and they didn't want to upset him, or because, once again, they were easing us in gently for the horrors to come. And believe me, they get so much worse. The build for Dallaglio was a Ford Capri that they turned into, well, pretty much a Ford Capri. It would have been better if they just restored the Capri, but they felt the need to weld on some bits of tap from Halfords, which are the only shit bits, to be fair. Apart from their improvements, the car looks okay, and they managed to stuff a Rover V8 in the front, so it sounded pretty good too. Maybe they're getting better. Nope. The last three are absolute comedy gold. Creations that can only be described as jarring. The third worst was commissioned for David Gindler, who used to be a famous footballist. He asked for a car inspired by a Ferrari 250 GTO California, and then, halfway through, changed his mind to a Camaro SS. But he's French, and it must have got lost in translation. But that didn't really matter anyway, because the Chuckle Brothers ignored the brief, as usual, and decided to pick on an innocent and very cool Porsche 944. I can't watch.
The Porsche was a really nice example, but Leepu wasn't having that. He went to town on cutting, chopping, ripping and smashing until...
We got some problem. Nothing serious, but I need another roof from a same car.
What, another Porsche 944 roof? Oh my God! You promised me.
That's right, they went and bought another Porsche 944 to chop to pieces. And after destroying that car too, he set about welding pieces of that car, as well as some scrap metal to the original Porsche.
After a load of metal cutting and buckets of body filler, it ended up like this. Do you know, I can't think of a better home for that than with a French footballist. Next up, they managed to convince Martin Kemp, Ex-80s pop icon from Spandau Ballet turned actor to take part. Thinking about it, Martin Kemp was in a film about the Cray Twins where he played Ronnie Cray. Maybe that's what Bernie the Mechanic meant when he said he was a mechanic for the Crays. They sourced a Saab 900 as a donor car for the build. Not in the best condition, and ripe for restoration. If they just restored it as an original Saab 900 with a new paint job and some mechanical tweaks, that would have been awesome. It could have looked like this. But instead, they managed to turn a classic coupe into a knockoff Hot Wheels toy. That's the kind of car that makes you appreciate taking the bus. If you listen carefully, you can just about hear the Saab whispering, "Kill me, please, kill me." This photo is great. It looks like he's just pooed out an alien spacecraft from a bad sci-fi convention and hasn't noticed yet. By far the best part of this abomination of a build is watching Martin Kemp unsuccessfully use his years of acting experience to try and look pleased with the finished car.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That is unbelievable. He likes it. Like it, I love it.
Imagine if these two clowns owned a pet shop. You'd be like, "I'd like to buy a dog, please." "Certainly, sir. What kind of characteristics would you like the dog to have?" "Well, I live near the sea and I quite like swimming." "Maybe a dog that likes to swim." "You leave it to us. We know exactly what you're after. Here you go." Jesus! I know, right? You love it, don't you? I can't wait to take it home and show the kids. To finish up, by far the worst build of the whole show. It's a hate crime to the automotive world. Comedian Johnny Vegas wanted a stealthy Golf. He loves Golfs, and at the time he had an R32, but wanted an understated Golf with loads more power. A sleeper, understated and fast. "No problemo," said Stan and Ollie, and completely ignored him. Now in theory, this could have worked a treat. It started off very well. They found a Mark II Golf as the main car to start it off, the right car, and a Subaru Impreza donor car for the powertrain. Now look fellas, all you've got to do is make the Golf look new and shiny and stick in the 300 horsepower engine and four-wheel drive from the Subaru. This is sounding good, right? Nope.
I don't give a fuck what the Johnny Vegas wants.
He goes and does whatever he fucking wants, doesn't he?
Leepu must have had some kind of seizure while holding his angle grinder because he went nuts.
Whoa, whoa, wow!
Now if you're expecting a cool, understated Golf, then like Johnny Vegas, you're about to be extremely disappointed. If Frankenstein made a car, this would be it.
And remember, we talked about subtle and understated and something that could just mix in a crowd without standing out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look at the state of that. It looks like somebody pushed a fridge off a tall building and it landed on a Nissan Micra. So ugly even pigeons refuse to shit on it. It's like if IKEA sold flat pack cars and your missus built it wrong. And right on cue, poor old Johnny Vegas had to try and look impressed. He failed.
I don't know what to say.
He tried really hard, but he failed. And who can blame him? It looks like a transformer that forgot how to transform halfway through. Now he might have tried to look impressed with the Franken car, but a couple of years later he wrote what he really thought about this car in a forum.
Couldn't believe it. Best acting I ever did was looking grateful at the unveiling. Anyone watching Repeat to Chop Shop should know that that car was a death trap. Well, if it ever run, it would have been. Piece of hashtags.
That kind of sums it all up perfectly, really. So next time you think you've got imposter syndrome, just remember, these two specialise in taking something really good and turning it into something really shit. And they got a TV show out of it. Now I had to watch all the episodes of this torturous garbage again to research this video, and now I've got PTSD. So to help me out, please do subscribe and like the video, and I'm sure I'll feel better soon. If you like this video and want to see more car-based bollocks, click here.